All right, so I'm just a regular guy, right? I'm not in law enforcement, I'm not in military, but I do have some experiences in the firearm industry, and so I decided to make a dedicated P320 video for you. This is a widely adopted pistol, and you may have heard of it from a friend, from YouTube, or from maybe the military trials that they had. You may have also seen this pistol in the recent Call of Duty Modern Warfare from a couple years ago, because it was included. So knowing what I know now about the pistol, would I still buy it? So let's start with how and why I picked this pistol up. Back in early 2018, I was in need of a concealed carry pistol. I was in between the CZ P07 and the Sig P320C, the compact version. But at the time, there were a lot of rumors going around that the Sig P320 was not drop safe, and so I completely dropped that out of my mind and I went with the CZ. And not only that, but my view of Sig as a company diminished as well, and so I didn't even plan on buying one in the future. Fast forward to 2020, early 2020, I was in need of a P320 for work reasons, not for concealed carry reasons. The company that I work for was in development of an awesome product for specifically the M17 and P320 series of pistols. And in order to help with development, I wanted my own P320. So I went and used my local gun exchange here in Utah, and I traded my Glock 17 for a bone stock full-size P320. The goal was to use this pistol for development and marketing. So these are two really great reasons to buy a pistol, but I just wanted to make sure you know it wasn't for self-defense and it wasn't for concealed carry. But it very quickly turned into that, and I will explain how the P320 fulfilled my needs and went even further. Throughout the course of development, I saw several P320 pistols go through 9,000 to 10,000 rounds without malfunctions within a couple of days with minor cleaning. And since then, having seen them performed just as good at the range or at training session. It is also the most modular pistol I've ever had. It is the AR-15 of handguns, even more so than Glock now, and I'll explain why. Within a couple of months, I had maybe 3 different sets of slides and barrels to accommodate just about any type of situation I would need the P320 or a gun for. I had a shorter slide for concealed carry. I had a longer slide for kind of more range and duty use. Duty, I say, but that's what it would be used for. And what stands out in the modularity was the fighter control unit that is removable and those frames. So because of the modularity of those two things, I was able to put my FCU in an awesome frame like the Wilson Combat, or I could put the whole gun into a Flux Raider, allowing me to have a PDW. But this does not mean that it's a perfect handgun and that I love Sig Sauer. If you need a gun because you need a gun, you can't really miss with the major brands like Glock, CZ, HK, or Smith & Wesson. But if you want a true do-it-all pistol, I will say that the P320 has done that for me exceptionally. But having a do-it-all pistol comes up short, especially in the finer things. So like if height over bore is a really big issue for you, then I would consider going with a Glock or a CZ. If you want an excellent feeling grip that's very ergonomic, I would go for a Walther, an HK, or a CZ as well. And even if you wanted just a longer track record of reliability, I would also go with a Glock or a Smith & Wesson M&P. So what I recommend you do before buying a P320 is knowing what your need is. So looking back on it now, I definitely would buy it again. And if you've never tried one, I would consider buying one secondhand just to try it out and then selling it if you don't like it. And that's kind of how I buy all of my pistols, is secondhand from a gun exchange. I don't exactly know what I want yet, and so what I do is I keep trying out these different pistols, but kind of using the same money to spread it out to figure out what I want. I have now had Glocks, SIGs, HKs, FNs, and CZs, and so I'm now coming to the point where I finally am figuring out what I want. So thanks for coming and watching the video. I wish I had more ammo to go out and do some awesome B-roll for you guys and shoot and just tell you exactly how the trigger feels, but I can't right now, and so these sit-down videos are really nice, and I think it's a pretty good way to get what I want to talk about across. So if you found any value or learned anything out of this video, consider subscribing, because I do make these kinds of videos pretty frequently, especially with experiences that I've had, and recently I've had quite a few experiences with gun stuff. Now, if you also love video games, I combined the two topics together into this awesome channel of where I can talk about both of those things, because the worlds have, the streams have connected, and so we will be talking about all of those things coming up here pretty soon. So either way, thanks for sticking around, and I hope you have a good day. Bye.